Passionate Living on WBBZ TV is sponsored by the Aura Salt Cave, offering holistic services unique to the alternative health and wellness community. They're located at 6429 Transit Road in East Amherst, online at aurasaltcave.com. And Dr. Todd Shatkin, Western New York's leader in general and cosmetic dentistry, located at the Aesthetic Associates Center, 2500 Kensington Avenue, online at drtshatkin.com.
Welcome to this episode of Passionate Living. I'm here today at the Niagara Falls Aerospace Museum, and today's show is very special. If you love aviation and music, well, buckle your seatbelts and get ready for an amazing ride into Passionate Living. We're going to meet Dwayne Hall, a very special man who started the Sportsman's. It was a bar, restaurant, entertainment center in Western New York because of his love of music and musicians. And through the years, his sons have now taken over. And in the Black Rock area of Buffalo, New York, they have an entire music complex that is lifting their community with their love of music. As well, we're going to meet a man who collects amazing planes, and he has a Mustang P51 fighter that you are not going to want to miss, and his reason for collecting and restoring these beautiful airplanes. But first, let's join Samantha Latshaw for Tea Time. Welcome to Tea Time again with Sam and Kat. And Kelly, you are here.
Our tea queen.
Thanks for having me back.
We have an awesome lineup today. We had our typical green, white, and black is what you first think of. But to tell you the truth, if you're not a tea connoisseur, I don't know the difference.
There are some big differences, caffeine levels and taste levels.
Oh.
So
maybe you could take us through these.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll start with the black tea. This is our red hot cinnamon spice, delicious flavor. Anybody who loves those little cinnamon candies.
Red hot cinnamon will be like wrecking and rolling in there.
Black tea?
This is the black tea. Do you remember those little really red cinnamon candies?
Little tiny. Do you remember those? The little red hot candies.
The hard ones, the little red balls? Yeah.
This is
that if you bit too hard, you would break your teeth.
Oh, this smells just
This is
like
perfect
them.
for the holidays.
Oh my gosh, guys.
This
Check this out.
this is very flavorful.
Wow.
You'll smell it. You'll definitely taste it.
I didn't expect such a strong taste. I love this.
Wow.
It's
This
very,
is
very flavorful.
and there's no sugar in it. It's just
Right.
the tea
It needs
itself.
absolutely no sugar.
No.
It is like if you're a cinnamon lover, which I am, this would be perfect for the holidays when you're maybe perhaps having some like pastries with.
Absolutely.
And you don't need sugar.
Or to cut your sugar craving, this is
Right.
a great flavorful tea.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to take this home with me because when I'm craving that hit of chocolate at night and everything, this would be perfect.
So what do we have next?
All right, so next we have a white tea. So and you can see in our little strainer here just how big those leaves get. So when you're doing loose leaf, you're getting the full flavor from the plant.
Oh, this is nice.
Smell vanilla. Is there vanilla?
This one has a little bit of plum, pear, and a little vanilla, little hint.
Oh.
It's very, very mild.
Would
I
you
like
suggest this tea for someone that perhaps is new to tea and trying to?
it. Definitely, if
flavors?
they don't want the strong flavor, white is the way to go.
That's beautiful. And then
And
we
then
have a green tea here, right?
And last we have a green tea, so green's right in the middle. And with this one, just a different way to do things, just a little disposable tea bag basically. So you can use your loose leaf tea in a disposable, and that way you don't have to worry about cleaning any
that's
infusers
really
or anything.
nice.
You just toss
Great.
it afterwards, or double steep. You can steep things more than once.
Why don't you try our
Go ahead.
Thank you
This
for
is a
offering because I was so excited. I wanted to save it for the last tea. This one is
and this one's the
strawberry.
strawberry patch. This one comes from India.
Oh, the smell.
Also great
so
ice.
Amazing. I wish we had smell-o-vision because it definitely smells like a patch of strawberry.
does.
Television.
It
That
does.
would be a really cool thing to have for
That
our
would be
tea
fun.
time, don't you think?
OMG, it's so good. very, like, you can perhaps even have it over ice as well.
absolutely.
The smell
Perfect
is
for summer as well.
amazing.
Another summer tea.
Most teas are good iced, in my opinion.
Now we're talking about this being loose tea leaves. Now you taught me something earlier.
Right.
You were saying that loose tea leaves are the way to go, and to
Yes.
avoid, if you can, the tea bags. Why is that?
Tea bags, and not that all tea bags are bad, but a lot of it is dust and particles, and they call that the fannings. And the fannings are kind of what's left over and crumbled on the floor
we don't
that
want
they
the
sweep
fannings.
up.
We
And
don't want fannings.
so you're going to get a more robust and fresher flavor with loose leaf versus all the crumbled pieces.
So I guess the sweeping up of the tea, that's kind of like the cheap hot dog version of tea.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
the mystery meat of tea.
I never thought about it that way, but now I will every time I go to use a tea bag. Thank you so much, Kelly, for explaining the difference between green, black, and white tea to us today. We love having you on the show.
Thanks for having me back.
Cheers.
And we'll see you next week.
On Tea Time with Kat and Sam.
After replacing its Allison engine with a Rolls-Royce Merlin in 1942, the Mustang's performance exceeded all expectations. The redesigned Mustangs performed beautifully at high altitudes, carried a formidable array of weapons, and had phenomenal range. They could escort the bombers of the 8th Air Force all the way to their targets deep inside Germany.
He doesn't want to touch the brakes.
You are an amazingly passionate man about flying all things planes. And could you tell me a little bit about where you got started with that? Where that?
Yeah, I mean, this plane we're going to go fly today, this is an American Champion Scout. And the first plane I flew was very similar to this. My dad had a grass strip behind our house, and he had a Citabria airplane on it. So he taught me to fly that as a teenager. And I soloed off that strip at that age and just continued flying. And I keep this airplane there. I keep other planes there sometimes. So this morning I climbed in this and flew it over here to meet with you and have this chat. So
That's amazing.
it's just having fun.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Now, we share something in common. Both of our dads were in World War II. What did your dad do? during
Yeah,
the
my
war?
dad was a mechanic. He worked on airplanes in the European theater, England and France. And, you know, when he came home from the war, he went back to his family life and just farming and carrying on. But they had the GI Bill, so he elected to use the funds from that and got his pilot's license. So
Wow.
he learned to fly. He got his multi-engine rating, commercial rating, and
Right.
just, but never flew for a living, just for fun.
Right.
Pretty special.
Pretty special, and pretty special that you're preserving the lives of some of these amazing aircraft, like the Mustang. That's just, oh my God, what a gorgeous piece of machinery that is.
Yeah, I'm a caretaker, you know, preserving these and showing them, honoring the men that flew them for real, and
Right.
just being able to be part of that, talk to the kids today and adults today and share and, you know, just spread the word.
Wow.
I mean, aviation's such a wonderful community. It's just very, very special.
Yeah, I have a real love of aviation and planes, and I think maybe from my dad I got my passion. My dad was a pilot in World War II. He flew bombers, and he had such a love of it. And I was 3 hours from soloing, and I never finished, but you are going to be my inspiration to possibly finish.
Never too late.
Now, I saw you in the air show,
Yeah.
and you were doing quite the maneuvers up there. So you do the little
Yeah, I'm
spins.
recently certified as an aerobatic performer for air shows, which
Right.
means I can fly aerobatics in wavered airspace.
Now you have an air show coming up in another week, out in Geneseo,
Yeah,
right?
Geneseo Air Show, one of the oldest air shows in the country. It's flown on grass. We call it the greatest show on turf.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's fantastic. They have a wonderful grass airstrip, 6,000 feet long, and a beautiful museum, National Warplane Museum, which has the highlight right now is a B-17 bomber.
Oh.
So, yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I have to see that.
They have a B-17 there, so you'll have to come up and see that.
Oh my heavens, yes.
Like this airplane, Mad Max will be there, and I'll be flying a full aerobatic demonstration in the air show, and I'll be on the ground to shake hands and hold babies and whatever.
Wow,
so,
cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I have to come out and see you in the air show.
The P-40 was built by Curtiss in Buffalo, so they built about 13,000 fighters. It was a generation before the Mustang, but it was still a tremendous fighter in World War II. Built every single one of them in Buffalo.
A lot of people don't realize Curtiss here was right here in town. My grandmother was an inspector at Curtiss.
Was she really?
Yeah, during the war.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about this gorgeous
Mad Max.
plane, Mad Max.
The Mustang was the first airplane that we could use to provide bomber escort all the way to the front lines. Very slippery, very fast, 505 miles an hour. When I'm flying my air show demo, I'll be up at 400 miles an hour a couple points during the demonstration.
Amazing. And again, a big piece of our history being preserved here.
Yeah, I'm just, this is my passionate living. You know, I have the World War II Corsair and also the Mustang, and these two airplanes, just absolutely amazing.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So we get to take a little ride today?
We do.
Ooh,
We're going to
I'm
take
so
the Scout
excited.
and go tour some backcountry Western New York.
All right.
All right.
I'm totally in.
All right, let's go do it.
I am here with two really amazing souls. We have Dwayne Hall and his son Jason Hall, and you have what you started so many years ago, back when I met you. We were all much younger then, back in the music days, our early music days, is just tremendous. How did you get into all of this?
It's kind of started, the music end of it started at Sportsman's when I was talking to Bobby Falk one day, who was a great guitar player from Buffalo.
Right.
And he was out trying to get a gig with his new band. And there was no work. He said, Dwayne, there's no work. They'd want to hire us old guys. He says, probably sound better than we ever have, but we just can't get any work. So that's when I kind of decided I was going to put a small stage in at Sportsman's.
Right.
And give each musician $50 a guy to play there. And that was the beginning of it.
Wow. And you had your own band, Stone Country.
Yeah, sure. I had Stone Country that was around for 43 years.
That I cry, the faster that plane flies, farther across the sky. Come on, Bob.
That's great. And what you've built is extraordinary now. Tell me everything that's here now.
We have the Sportsman's Tavern. Of course, about 10 years ago, we did an expansion. We made the upstairs and the outside patio. And then we have two recording studios. We have an outdoor concert area. And we recently purchased a building that has another nightclub in it called The Cave.
Right. And you purchased another building that has the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame.
That's right. The Buffalo Music Hall of Fame is now here on our property, along with the Sportsman's Americana Music Foundation, and the Buffalo Blues Society is going to be moving in shortly.
So you have literally created an entire music compound in the city here.
Yes.
That's extraordinary. Wow.
Built by the local musicians, pretty much.
That's amazing. Now, Jason, you and your brothers are taking this whole endeavor on now. Now that your dad is getting a little tired.
No, I don't think he's getting tired at all.
You don't think so?
No. And there's just what, you know, with everything that he said, there's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Everybody here, we have a good team. We have a good, solid team of people. The full focus of what we do is the stage.
Right.
Yeah, we sell beer, we sell food, you know, but we are the focus is what's on our stages.
Well, that's what I love. Is the focus is the music, the musicians and the music. I mean, you guys do it better than anybody. It's just extraordinary.
Our neighborhood here in Black Rock, just on our campus alone, our
Right.
Music Town campus, we call it, is doing 1,000 shows a year.
Wow, 1,000
1,000 live
shows
music events a year.
Wow. So, Jason, what's this? What are we walking in here? This is amazing. It's an outdoor concert.
Yeah, this is Sportsman's Park. It's our outdoor space where we've only kind of done a couple of shows. We did a couple of events in 19, and then
Right.
obviously the shutdown of 20 prevented us from doing much. And then this year we just we're just doing a handful of events with a much scaled back crowd.
Right.
You know, Buffalo has incredibly short summers, and there's a lot to squeeze in.
Yep.
So you know, we just wanted to be part of the outside equation.
Yep. Wow, guys, this is seriously cool. I love the cave. I
Cave is
remember
cool.
when our friend Chuck Anderson was building this thing. I think he nailed his finger to the ground at one point with a nail gun. Yeah.
With a nail gun, he did.
You have really done a great job. This place looks amazing.
Yeah, Chuck had the right idea of doing this so close to Sportsman's.
Yeah.
And when he decided to sell it, he said there was only one bunch he wanted to sell it to, and that was the Hall family.
Yeah.
This space will allow us to do some of the things that we wouldn't do at Sportsman's or don't.
Right.
Well, we don't have room for it. I mean, Sportsman's sometimes can be booked 18 months in advance.
Yeah.
So a second stage just kind of works together with Sportsman.
And then we have the studio right next door here.
So the studio in the building we moved, which was
Right.
Audio Magic for 27 years, and then
My old studio. Oh yeah, this brings back
Memories, huh?
Chuck- speaking of Chuck Anderson, we put this wall carpet because we were trying to find something to deaden the noise, and on that occasion, Chuck stapled his finger.
Well, I didn't know about that.
There was a little blood lost in the making of this studio too. So Chuck, this was your original passion, and now you passed it on to Dwayne and Jason.
Absolutely, and they're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, they really are.
Good people, really good people.
Oh, I'm glad you were here today.
Yeah, it's always good to see you, even though I shot my finger.
I know.
But it's
even though
okay.
you shot your finger.
yeah, as you see, it still has the old kind of Audio Magic feel and
yep.
Imagine feel to it, and because we haven't just when we moved in here, we moved in fast, and you know, tearing out a studio and wiring up a studio in a few days.
It's no small business.
No, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. A lot of bands. I mean, like Stone Country used to play here. Ani DeFranco did all of her first albums here. I have pictures of Ani sleeping on the couch, like totally spent at like 3 a.m, where we're all dying, you know, doing sessions.
It's tough work being in the studio.
It
It's not as glamorous as people would think it is.
No.
You know, I've done my share. I'm kind of retired from doing studio work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the day.
Yeah,
I don't believe
Once in a
that.
while, he does stuff.
Yeah.
Does he? Yeah.
Like he's still involved. He just doesn't have to be responsible for it.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Less responsibility
Yeah,
is
that's
a
right.
great thing. It's just so beautiful what you've done, you know? I mean, it's just to see it grow into this, and you have such a heart for it. That's why it grew. You watered it. You
always
watered
fun.
it with love. Your love of music.
And it's, to me, it's all about the music and the people who perform it. They're just not treated with enough respect.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. Being a musician, you have so much more respect for musicians. Oh, this is great. Wow. This was a liquor store, right?
Yeah, this was a liquor store. It was, when we bought it, it was a mess.
And again, what you've done, this whole part of town, of Black Rock,
It's amazing.
to add light, to clean this all up, to make this a haven for music, it's just, it's out of this world. And how beautiful that you took it, and now this is a home for the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame.
Their first one ever.
That's amazing.
They've been together for, I don't know, 35 years or something.
Yeah, it's great.
The city loves it, our councilman loves it, and the neighborhood loves it. And
Yeah.
of course, we love it.
Yeah.
Where else should it be?
It's true. Now, you have a nonprofit as well, other than
The Sportsman's
all of-
Americana
yeah.
Music Foundation.
And what is that?
It's a non-for-profit that me and a guy started, I don't know, probably
Seven,
eight
eight, yeah,
years
somewhere
ago. And got 500 members.
Wow.
We do scholarships for kids. We take music into communities that don't have music.
You know, it's important, I think, for a business in its community to, you know, to do some sort of giving back, and we have a good brand, and people want to use our brand to do those sorts of things, and so that's what we do.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, you know, with the cutting of music programs in the schools. We're a live music venue. We need kids playing instruments. You know, it's what we do. And if kids aren't playing instruments, then there's no places for audiences to go and hear those people playing instruments. We're going to be out of business.
Well, Jason, I'm so thrilled that you're taking this and carrying
Well,
the
it's not
torch.
just me. We have a huge
But-
team of people behind
Right.
us. My brothers, they
Volunteers.
don't. My brothers don't like, don't like talking in front of cameras
Right.
and talking to the press. But Jeff and James are both a huge part of what we, we wouldn't be standing here without them as well. So
That's
it's important, and my mom as well too. She does a tremendous amount of work. It's a team effort from every perspective.
Well, thank you.
No,
thank
thank
you
you.
so
Thank you.
much. I appreciate it. And
Thanks,
Dwayne,
Kat, for having us. We love you.
I love you.
know,
I love you guys.
good luck
This
with
is
your
so-
show.
Thank you so much.
Be back in 19 minutes and 47 seconds.
Well, I feel like I've elevated in life. I'm here on the stage at the Sportsman's, and with two of my favorite humans on the planet, with Dwayne
right.
Hall and Doug Yeomans.
You have certainly elevated our day by just coming and
Thank
visiting.
you, Doug. Well, you're going to do a little song for me today, right?
Yeah, it's a song Doug wrote. He can fill you in on it.
Cool.
Yeah, this song's called Water Falling, and when you hear it, you'll hear a cascading little line that I wrote. And this album that we put together is called Friends and Heroes, and I've got a bunch of friends and heroes who are guitar players and other musicians, keys and drums and bass and lots of things. And Dwayne and I have worked in the studio quite extensively on putting this little project together, and we're just about done with it. And the Water Falling tune was written for a guy named Albert Lee, who I'm sure you know.
Love Albert Lee.
And so that kind of started this ball rolling.
Well, I'm so excited to hear it, and I'm going to get out of your way and let you play this song. I love you guys. This will be a great treat for everybody
Love you
today.
too, Kat. Thanks.
Love you, thanks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.